Welcome to episode 6 of the Elevation Room.
Six.
We back in the building, feeling good. We out here. Today we have the topic of discussion. It's why most men waste their 20s and they don't even realize it. So we have a handful of questions. We got 10 questions today, revolving around what's going on with young men, why young men aren't thriving as they should be in 2025. But before we get to those questions, I'm gonna go ahead and just see how the boys are doing. Check in with the boys. So what's been going on with you guys?
Hey, I'm pretty good, man. Chilling. Life's good. What can I say?
Yeah.
Bro, man. I don't know. Bro, I've been in the trenches last night. I was in the trenches just doing snow removal. One of my boys, he actually got stuck in Nashville overnight. So I was doing solo snow clearing last night. Did like over 10 properties solo. So I was pretty baked last night. But honestly, blessed with another day to grind with the boys, another day to collaborate with the boys. So I'm happy. Nate, how you feeling?
Yeah.
Bet.
No, honestly, I'm happy to be back. I'm caught a little bit of a sickness right now. Got a little bit of a sore throat, but like the show must go on, right? Like, oh, I got a sore throat. I'm gonna stay home. Nah, I don't care. I'm gonna be here, film the episode. The show must go on.
Bet.
Other than that, today's Monday. Just another week ahead of grinding. So just blessed to see another week. And then blessed to be able to film episode 6 with the boys here. And then, I'll leave it short and simple like that. But before we actually dive into these questions, I just want to go over something that me and the boys talked about on the weekend. We were talking about goal setting, and we set a goal for ourselves. So I just want to timestamp this so it's out there onto the internet, out there onto the podcast, so even you guys can hear. But as of right now, we currently have 130 posts on Instagram. And by January 1st, 2026, we want to have 350 posts on Instagram. So we got a little bit over 50 days left in this year. So we're going to have to post around 4.5 times a day in order to reach that goal. But at the end of the day, nothing changes if nothing changes. So if we want to grow this podcast, we've only been released for just over a month, but if we want to grow this and make it something special, we got to put the work in. So
Let's do it.
yeah, we've committed to this goal. So you guys will see January 1st, 2026 on our social medias, we'll have over 350 short form content clips uploaded. So,
Let's do it, boys.
yeah, just set that out there into the universe.
Yeah. Today's November 10th. So there's 30 days in November, right? So 20 more days in the month, and then there's 31 in December. So 51 days.
Yeah,
to
there's
go.
like 51 days left in
Yeah.
the year. So
It's calm. We got it.
yeah, and also the weather's getting colder. Like Ollie said, we just had our first snowfall here in Toronto. So it's that time of year, where you just put your head down and you get to work. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for this winter. It's going to be a big winter for this podcast and just for our lives in general, health, wealth, fitness, all that kind of stuff. So
Bet.
anyways, without further ado, we should dive into these 10 questions because we got a lot of good topic of discussion here today.
Let's do it.
You guys ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Awesome. So I got the first question here today. Why most men waste their 20s and don't even realize it. We're really in an epidemic right now. I can't lie. The trajectory of the world, it's just been going down recently. So we're going to see if we can unravel and figure out some things that may be causing these problems with young men. Anyways, first question. First question is, what does wasting your 20s actually mean to you?
I don't want to say too much because I want to make this conversational for you guys too. But for me, what I think wasting your 20s is it's not so much about partying and doing all that other stuff that might not help you out, but it's more about just, let's say, like, you end your 20s at 30, obviously. So when I hit 30, I don't have anything going for myself. Maybe not a stable job or income, no investments or saved money. I'm out of shape. That's essentially what it means to me. What do you guys think?
Yeah. No, I agree too. I think it's not necessarily about the partying, like you said. Yeah. It's more about not taking the key steps to build future success for yourself. I think that's what it is. Like, for example, investing, like you said, working out in the gym, just avoiding what you have to do to be successful in the future. I think a lot of people just put that off because they think we're young, we have so much time to do it. But I think that leads to an inevitable downfall, and you have to take these necessary steps if you want to be successful in the future. What do you think, Nate?
Yeah, I mean, what I consider wasting your 20s as a young man, I mean, like Morgan said, when you turn 30 and you look back and you realize that you have nothing going for yourself, I mean, that is the easiest way to say that you've wasted your 20s. But as far as my standards go, I mean, I look at the pillars that I want to have fulfilled in my life. So obviously, by the time I'm 30, you know, having my own property, you know, having my own house, being in the best shape of my life, focusing on my health and fitness. You know, around that age, you know, when you turn 30, you know, just, you know, having a wife and starting a family around that time. But yeah, I think wasting your 20s just means not taking action on a daily basis when you are a 20-year-old man.
Yeah.
For real, man.
Not taking the risks, playing it safe. I think if you live that kind of lifestyle in your 20s, then it's pretty wasteful, I'd say. And also, not to mention just wasting your times on things that are actually like wasteful, like doom scrolling, playing video games, even like going out and partying. Like it gets to a point, you know what I mean? Like
It does, man.
Yeah.
some guys like overdo it way too much. So like all these things are considered like unproductive, and all these things contribute to you wasting your 20s, I'd say.
Yeah, I think like the standard for wasting your 20s, like at least our standard got pushed back so far in the recent years because people have been just like slacking so much in our generation, and like all these generations that came before us, like for example, our ancestors and stuff, like their example of wasting 20s is probably nothing close to like ours, because
Nowhere near, yeah.
ours has gotten so bad, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, yeah.
I think too, people don't understand or realize too is that like this is actually like a super important time. Like
It is, man.
this
yeah.
time, like the stuff you put in now will compound. Like the stuff and choices you make in your 20s will show when you're like 50 still. Like it matters,
Yeah.
you know. And I think people just put that off because it's
'Cause
double
they're too-
sided. Yeah, they're
yeah,
become young, but
Too
like
young. Like that,
but-
that's the same answer I hear every time. Like,
Yeah.
oh, like I'm young, I still have so much time. Like we're so young, like we have so much time to build up this. But bro, you have to start now. That's all I'm gonna say.
You have to. You
start.
have to.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I think, you know, Morgan said, you know, your 20s is a very important time, and I think your 20s might be the most detrimental time in your life, because it's a time of your life where us as young men, you know, we have the most testosterone, the most energy that we're ever gonna have in our life, and the least amount of commitments that we'll ever have in our life too, right? Like we don't have kids, we don't have a wife. That's why it's so important to like actually take action on things now. And I feel like the problem that most young men have is, you know, when you're a kid, you're getting raised by your parents, you're going to school, you're being told what to do every single day, right? Your mom's telling you, you know, to
Like, do chores.
yeah, do
like,
chores.
Yeah.
Your teacher's telling you to do these assignments, right? The thing is, like, once you hit your 20s, you know, you graduate from school, your parents are no longer in charge of you. You're a grown man now. You don't have people to tell you what to do. So I feel like where most men fall behind is they don't have that direction of people telling them what to do, which they're used to. They've had that their whole lives. So when young men are out on their own, they kind of just shrivel up.
Yeah, it's
and
hard for them to like
stay
take action.
stagnant. Yeah. But yeah, do you guys have anything else to say on that question there, or should we move on?
I'm good off that.
I think we covered it. Yeah.
Cool. I think one of you guys have the second
Yeah,
question.
I got question 2 right here.
Cool.
All right. So, do you guys think most guys even realize they're wasting time, or does it hit later in their life? What do you guys think?
Honestly, you want to go for it?
Yeah, you go ahead. You go ahead first.
I think that a lot of men or people in general, they don't realize it, right? Like you just think, oh, like I'm living life, like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and then one day it just hits you, and then you're like 27 or 26, and it's like, bro, like
I'm
oh
so
my God,
behind.
like where'd the time go?
Yeah,
You
for
know?
real, bro.
I don't think you realize it. You just think, oh, like I have people. That's everyone's biggest thing. Like they have time, but I feel like time's the one currency that like we have that you just don't know when you're gonna run out of it. Like I could die like tomorrow, next week, you know. And
Yeah.
not saying that I'm gonna die or anything or that you're gonna die, but you don't have as much time as you think, and people
For real,
just
man.
they just live life, and then one day they're like, oh shit, like I'm 27.
Yeah, and then you
Like-
got people like dependent on you, like
Yeah.
kids, wife. Like you have people just like that you have to provide for.
Yeah.
And you're in a position where you can't do that, and that's probably like one of the scariest things that can happen to like someone who's growing up. But that's why I think it's really important to like definitely don't fall behind and get your shit together when you're younger, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, life really does come at you fast. And as far as, wasting time, you don't realize the time that you've wasted until you could really just slow down and look back at the last few years, right? Look what you're doing. But yeah, in the moment, it's kind of tough to realize if you're wasting time or not. But yeah, life comes at you fast because now we're at a point where all these things that I would, dream about as a kid are now starting to slowly happen, right? Like you think about it as a kid, like getting into a career, finding a wife, driving, right? Like just being an independent man, moving in on your own, right? All these things at our age are slowly starting to happen, and it really does come at you fast because, we just turned 20. We just turned, grown men and independent at this point, and our whole lives, like I said earlier, we're used to, having an authority figure around us, a guardian to like lead our way, and yeah, it's crazy all the things you think of as a kid, like getting married, getting a career. It's like now it's time to actually
it's not that far away anymore.
step into those things, which is very crazy times, I'd say.
Yeah. What do you guys think was the age that you guys realized you're like, okay, like there's no authority figure now. Like I kind of got to just make decisions for myself. Like when did it really hit you guys?
I would say after grade 12, when I went to Laurier for school, when I went to residence, I'm like, hey, like I'm literally not even living with my parents, So I feel like that's when it was for me.
Yeah, I feel like for me, it was after I graduated college. So I was like 19 years old. And, when I was in college too, I was still having authority figures telling me, when to show up, what to do. But once I graduated college, like I just realized that no one's coming to save me. I'm just on my own now, and I have to make it happen for myself, right? Like I can have people help me out, helpful resources and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, no one's going to do the work for you as a man. If you want something out of life, if I wanted to be, for example, if I want to be a doctor, it's like other people around me can't make me a doctor. I'm the only one that can make me become a doctor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like no one's coming to save you. Your life is in your hands now as like a young man. And if you don't put the work to get the life that you want, you will never get it.
Never.
Yeah.
Bro, I think like one of the craziest, sorry, I forgot what I was going to say. I lost my train of thought. But I was going to say, I think like one of the most important lessons learned for me is just to rely on nobody. Like you have to make your own path in your own way. Because the minute you start relying on somebody is the minute like somebody else has control over you. And like the minute you can just lose everything just because someone else's wants and needs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that was probably the time where I realized I'm like, I got to make my own decisions here. It was probably when I was working part-time in the grocery store after high school. And I was like, like I really got to just do my own thing. And no, because nobody's going to do it for me at the end of the day, like you guys said. But yeah, you guys want to hop on to question 3?
Real quick though, before we do, I just want to say it reminds me of like being in school when like your teacher says, oh, like we have an assignment in 2 weeks, or we have a test in 2 weeks. That's like life. The test is in 2 weeks, and then you're like, oh, okay, the test is 2 weeks away. Like I'm not gonna study yet. And then next thing you know, it's the night before the test, and you're scrambling for
Bro,
stuff.
that's so facts, bro.
That's what it reminds me
real.
of.
That is so true.
Yeah.
Like from, when you're a child to when you're 18 years old, that's the 2 weeks leading up to the test. And when you turn 20, that's when the actual test is upon you. So you start scrambling to like make stuff happen. Yeah. I totally agree with
that.
that.
That's so real, bro.
Because,
I never thought of it like that before.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as realizing the time that you've wasted, which is the premise of this question, like until you realize that no one's coming to save you, you're not gonna have that urgency in your life. Like the last 5 years of my life, like from 16 to like 19 years old, like I really wasn't taking big steps to get to where I want to be at this age. So yeah, like I didn't realize I was wasting time when I was going out partying, going out drinking, spending money on stupid things, not investing my money, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But now that I, look back, hindsight 2020, I can realize it. So yeah, I don't think most people realize that they're wasting time when they're in the midst of it.
No,
I'd
definitely
say.
not,
Definitely
because
not.
you're kind of just like doing what everybody else is doing, right? And you think it's normal, like,
Yeah.
because it is normal. But like I think some people just kind of clock it earlier than others. They're like, you really have to take authority and do your own thing.
Yeah, cool. You guys want to move on to the next question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Who has question 3? Morgan,
That's me.
You have question 3? Yeah, cool.
You guys ready?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
When you look back at the past few years, what moments felt like you were coasting instead of building? So the last couple of years, when looking back, like when do you think you were wasting time instead of building?
Yeah, I mean, like I kind of touched up on the last question. Like as a young man, like when you're in your teenage years, like I can definitely say like I wasted a lot of time just doing stuff that's very unproductive and doesn't help me today.
Yeah.
Stuff like playing video games, wasting time talking to girls for no apparent reason. Like just wasting time chasing lust, wasting time going out and partying, and yeah, like I said in the last question, like when you're in your 20s, you can look back and realize all the time that you've wasted, and yeah, there's definitely a lot of moments where you're just kind of coasting, going through the motions,
Yeah.
doing what everyone else is doing because you think that's the normal thing to do, right?
Yeah. And honestly, bro, like we're pretty lucky that we kind of realized this early too, because some people look back way later in life. You know what I mean? Like some people are like 30, 40 and they look back and they're like, oh, like I really should have like utilized these years towards being successful instead of just wasting time. Because they probably had that same mindset. They're like, oh yeah, I'm so young. Like I still have so much time left to build all this stuff. But in reality, you don't. And I would agree with Nate too. Like it was in high school when I think I wasted the most time probably. Because I was kind of just like following the pack, like doing what was normal with other people. And I really wish I could have utilized that time a little bit better. Because now I look back and I see it. But we're still young. We still have a lot of life to live. So we just got to make sure we really make these next years of our life count.
For sure. Yeah, I would agree. For me though, I wouldn't say that I wasted time, but I definitely had the wrong like decisions. Because like even for me, like during COVID, we were like grade 9 and 10. And I was like so anxious to like get a job. I just wanted to work so bad, but I couldn't because I was a lifeguard, right? And the pools were closed. So the second like COVID was over, I like rushed to get a job. So I always wanted to work and like make money. But I think where I fell short and wasted like time, you could say, is where like my spending habits went. Like just ordering food, Ubers,
V-Bucks?
alcohol, V-Bucks, like 2K, like everything. That's where I would say I wasted the most.
Yeah.
Because I was working a lot. Like I was trying to make a lot of money, but it was going out just as much as coming in, So
Yeah.
if I'd saved at least like half of that money in that period, I'd
Could
be
have
so much
invested
better
it.
off. Yeah,
Yo,
exactly.
you want to know something crazy nowadays too? Like I just realized this. Bro, I hear people talking about like guys our age. I hear them talking about like, oh, I can't wait for like Christmas or my birthday to get money.
Oh my gosh.
Like, bro, like, are you crazy?
Bro.
You want to be gifted money for
Yeah.
Christmas or your birthday? Like, bro, you should be able to make this by yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
Bro,
that's such
if you're a
crazy thing.
grown man and you're excited for Christmas to get money from your family, like you really gotta like look internally and like
Bro.
take a step back and like realize like what went wrong in your life.
Yeah,
Because like as a grown man, bro, like you shouldn't be excited for getting Christmas gifts and stuff like that.
At this point, like for me, I don't even want gifts because I want to be able to earn things by myself. And I want to be like, for me now, buying something for myself feels so much better than like somebody gifting it to me.
yeah, for sure.
Like,
yeah.
and I would rather gift to somebody else than be gifted like back to me. Like, I think that's more,
Yeah,
like,
I'm definitely
rewarding.
not
It's a
gift
better
guy.
feeling. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like to receive gifts.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest,
Yeah, that's actually crazy. Like how there's grown men out there that are like
excited for Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like, yeah, like, oh, wait, like I'm gonna get some money for Christmas. Like, I'll buy that after.
Yeah.
like, bro,
Yeah.
like that's nuts. In my
That's a shit
opinion,
mindset to have, I'd say.
bro.
But anyways, yeah, I just wanted to make a point too, because I talked about how I wasted time when I was in high school and stuff. Doing the wrong things, playing video games, chasing lust, stuff like that. And another thing I was doing is really just not applying myself in my daily life. Like if you're a young man and you're in high school, like I understand like if you don't like school, right? Like I definitely didn't like school. I know a lot of other guys didn't enjoy school. And what I did is I pretty much just like didn't really apply myself in school. Like I would kind of just like go through the motions and not really try.
It's like coasting.
Yeah, I would definitely coast, which is related to this question. And I just want to say this: if you're a young man in high school, 16 years old, 17 years old, even if you don't like school, like just apply yourself.
Just get it done.
Get it done. Yeah. Like the bare minimum obviously is just finishing school, but like what's the point of showing up somewhere every single day and just not trying? Like it really just makes you a shell of like the person you're supposed to be. Even if you don't enjoy it, even if you don't like it, still try, apply yourself.
At the end of the day, man, like if you're sorry, Nate, you continue.
Yeah, you're only gonna benefit from doing that. You're only gonna learn more from doing that. Because me personally, like when I was in high school, I'd show up to class, I'd have my AirPods in, teacher would be talking, I'd be listening to Playboy Cardi in my ears, like not even like caring really, and like I'd like be skipping school and stuff like that. It's like, yo, show up to school, try your best. That's the best advice I would have for any young men in high school. Even if you don't like it, just try. It's fine. It's gonna be over soon, realistically. And then when you're in your 20s, you'll be looking back and realizing that those days were the easy days. Like when you were in high school, like those days were so easy. Now you're in the real world, so enjoy it while it lasts. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, and bro, like when I think back on high school, at the end of the day, it's free education. Like you can't get better than free education at the end of the day. Like you might as well, like you're there for a reason. You're there with everybody else. You might as well just put like a little bit of effort in, at least pass your classes, get that degree or get the diploma, sorry. And then it's a diploma, right? High school
Diploma, yeah.
Yeah. Get the diploma and then you're out of there. You know what I mean? Like it's free education.
Yeah,
That's all
most
I'd say.
definitely. Yeah.
And those 4 years are just so short. Like it flies by,
Yeah,
you know.
man,
Like
so quick.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you're in it, it feels like forever. But like, yeah, when you look back, it's like the snap of a finger, right?
Yeah.
And that just goes and adds to the point that, you know, you waste time as a young man and you don't even realize it.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, if you're in high school, you're a young man, make sure you enjoy your time and show up every single day. And there's like a stigma around here that, you know, if you try hard, you're seen as cringe or a loser. You know, you got to be nonchalant, whatever. But like at the end of the day, if you're not trying hard in your life, realistically, you are a loser. Like it's so stupid that it's been deemed uncool to actually try in your life. Like, bro, I promise you, you're gonna regret not trying in the future. So if you're in high school right now, you're in those years that we talked about that we thought that we wasted a lot of time. Just start applying yourself, start showing up every single day, and start learning more every single day. That's all I'd say. Yeah.
Facts.
For real, bro.
Cool. Let's go ahead and move on to the next question.
I think I got number 4.
Yeah, Ollie's got number 4.
All right. Okay, so are influencers and fake entrepreneurs making young men delusional nowadays? What do you guys have to say about that?
I would say most definitely. I mean, obviously there's a few like real guys out there really doing it, but then there's also a lot of guys who are just like they have ill intent, you know, scamming. Just sign up for my course or look at my watch or look at my car, or look at where I live, you know. And I mean, it depends because like even if they are faking it, sometimes they could actually motivate you, you know, because you don't actually know if they're lying or not. It depends. Like if you're buying from them or you know you're involved with them like financially, sure, like it's bad, but if you're just scrolling on TikTok and you see a guy, you don't even know like if it's his car or not. Like you might get motivated by it. I don't know.
Bro, you know what I think though? I think most of these guys are motivating you for the wrong reason. Like
Yeah.
I think they're literally just motivating you solely to try and get you to buy their program.
Yeah.
And like what I mean by that is they're screwing up your perception of money so bad to the point where you think $10,000 is like a cheap investment for like a program. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're just trying to mess with your head and trying to get you to like just trying to sell themselves pretty much. But there are some real guys out there for sure.
Yeah,
I definitely do agree. But I think most of these guys are just trying to motivate you for ill intent. That's what I would say.
I think definitely influencers and fake entrepreneurs are 100% making young men delusional. And I think these young men are seeing, you know, these young guys on Instagram with supercars and they're living in Miami and they see that and they start living vicariously through these guys. And they try to chase that lifestyle that these guys have. And they're at the end of the day, they're just getting fake dopamine from watching this stuff and consuming this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, some of them do provide value. Like, I know we talked about him before, John Mark Stevenson. He provides a lot of value, but then there's other guys out there that are just fluff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Just showing off the lifestyle.
standard, you know,
Yeah.
get the supercar, move to Miami. It's like, yeah, it's definitely making young men delusional.
For sure.
Because
yeah.
me personally, like, if I got up like that too, like, I wouldn't even like want to live that kind of lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be as flashy as getting a supercar and like moving to a penthouse in Miami and going to the clubs and stuff. Like, I'd rather just live a more quiet lifestyle. I'd
For
say.
sure.
Like, you know, have a nice big property.
Yeah. Just,
Obviously, have some nice cars, but I don't want that going to the club, wasting my money on bottle service, stuff like that. And young men are seeing this, and their motivation is to start living that lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real. No, I completely agree. Yeah. I think they're definitely making young men delusional for sure.
Yeah, you also brought up a good point though. Like course sellers or like entrepreneurs online will like they'll guilt trip you to think that like an $8,000 course is like the smart move to do.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, oh, like why would you go to school? Like I'm not saying like either's right, but like they'll guilt trip you. They'll be like, why would you go to school when you can like just buy my $8,000 course?
Yeah.
You know,
buy,
what I
buy
mean?
the $8,000 course and supposedly learn everything you need to like make
Yeah.
money.
Mhm.
But like it's just man, like I just there definitely is some guys out there who sell a legit course, but I promise you 99% of those guys, they're all just like fluff.
They're
Like
fluffing,
they're trying to
yeah.
get money out of you.
Mhm.
I mean, they're selling you a course trying to teach you the methods, but in reality, if you buy an $8,000 course, like you're literally the method.
Yeah,
You
like
know what I mean?
like what's the reality? You're gonna make that $8,000 back from that program. Like I would love to know the stat on like the success rate on these course sellers.
It's definitely
like-
like so low.
It's definitely terrible.
Yeah. I mean, and also like the fact that there's so many guys out there like glorifying these guys with Lamborghinis in Miami. It's like, bro, you are glorifying and looking up to the wrong people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like these are just kids. And a lot of them are very fugazi too at the end of the day.
Mhm.
So yeah, just be careful what you look up to online and be careful what you consume, because a lot of young men are definitely becoming delusional watching this kind of stuff. It's ruining their brains at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you'll go in the comment section and like you'll see like guys like, yo, like they're just glazing the guy so hard.
Yeah.
Crazy
Yeah,
glaze, eh?
like big glazers. But
yeah.
I mean, I can see how and why, but it creates that false sense. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, they're getting fake dopamine. You know,
Yeah.
they're glazing another man they're glazing another man that's around their age. It's like, bro, why glaze another man that's around your age when you can go and live the lifestyle that you want? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like you're living vicariously through someone else online, which is
Bro, yeah.
never works out.
I'm not even gonna lie. I think like me even like consuming that content, like it messed up my perception on money like so bad.
Yeah.
Like I feel like, bro, just seeing all that stuff online like makes me think like, yo, like the average amount of income is like over 10K a month. Like everyone should be doing that at this age. Like it really messed with me for a while, but then I kind of like came to the realization that like you just gotta like do your own thing, and you just gotta like keep your head out of all the noise and just focus on your own path and do what you want at the end of the day. Like you don't have to be making tens of thousands of dollars at this age if you don't want to be, or like doing something you hate. Like just focus on your own path and do your own thing. That's what I took from it.
for sure.
For sure. And yeah, I mean, just one more thing before we move on to the next question. Nothing good happens overnight. So if you think you're just gonna buy a $10,000 course and just become this rich Miami guru, like I promise you, you got scammed. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna become this guy overnight. If you want something that's worthwhile, you want something that's special and lasts forever, it has to be slowly built over time.
Exactly.
Right? If you're building a house, a strong house has a strong foundation, right? And a weak house is something that's just propped up overnight.
Yeah.
And yeah, nothing crazy, nothing good's gonna happen overnight. It takes years and years and years of working towards that goal. So if you think you'll buy a Miami course and just become this guy, like I promise you, you're gonna be the same guy you were before you bought that course.
Just with $10,000 less.
Yeah, you'll just be
Exactly.
like $10,000 broker. So
Yeah.
save your money and learn how to make it yourself. That's what I'd say.
Bro.
Also, too, real quick with the courses, what I don't understand is like, I would never buy a course because in my head, I'm just copying for the easy way out. This guy did the work. He mastered the skill.
He's giving out the info for money
Yeah,
now.
so now I gotta pay him to learn what he learned. Like I should be able to go and do that myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I wouldn't buy a course.
Yeah. Cool.
Like it's just an easy way out.
Yeah. Cool. Let's move on to the next question. I got this question here. It's How much do friendships and environment shape whether you were, sorry. How much do friendships and environment shape whether you waste your 20s or win them? How important are friendships and environment?
I think it's one of the most important reasons for sure.
I think it's everything. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
most definitely. It's everything. I mean, you surround yourself with 6 drinkers, you'll become the 7th. You surround
Yeah.
yourself with 6 grinders, you'll become the 7th. You know what I
Exactly,
mean?
bro. And like at the end of the day, bro, like we've said it here a million times, like you are the sum of the 4 people you hang around with the most. And that is one of the most true things I've ever heard in my life. It's psychologically true. And it's just, we've seen it so many times in our friend group and in real life situations. So
Yeah, I mean, and even as far as environment goes, if you're hanging around the bar every single day, eventually you're gonna turn into an alcoholic. If you're hanging around the gym every single day, eventually you're gonna get in shape.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like environment is very crucial as well, and just those friend groups will lead you to the right or wrong environment at the end of the day.
No doubt.
yeah,
Yeah.
not too much to say on
Not
that,
too
to
much,
be honest.
yeah.
Like I think that's 100%
Yeah,
true.
I it should be general knowledge, but I mean, if you're a young man and you know you're going down a wrong path in life, take this as a sign to just look at your friend group. Look what everyone in your friend group is doing. If you're a guy that's drinking every weekend, you're a guy that's out of shape, fat, you're a guy that has no drive to do anything. Just look at your friend group, and 9 times out of 10, there'll be a direct reflection of what's going on in your life as well. So.
Okay, yo, quick question for you guys. I don't know if we have this later on, but do you think you should cut off your friends if they're not grinding or if they're not doing the same, if they don't have the same ambition as you?
100%, yeah. I've cut off a lot of friends, but at the end of the day, I don't even look at them as friends because I don't really care about them, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, if you cut someone off, obviously you don't care about them. And yeah, I've cut off many people in my life, and yeah, they were friends, but I really don't care, honestly, at the end of the day. These guys are my real friends, and obviously I would care if, I lost like friendship with these guys. But yeah, 100% cut off people as much as you possibly can, because you really got to look, are you benefiting from these people in your life? All the people that I've cut off in my life, there's zero benefit from having them in my life. They're just leading me towards worse things. So that's exactly why you shouldn't be scared of change as a young man, and you should cut off as many people as you possibly can.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. Like, I'm not even gonna say too much. I agree though.
Yeah. I mean, you only have one life, so why would you live it a way you don't want to? You know what I mean?
Facts.
Even if that means sacrificing a few people that you're close with or see every day. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
easily, sure. Like if you have friends that don't want what you want or doing things you don't like, get rid of them. Simple.
Yeah,
Exactly.
simple.
At the end of the day, like, it's gonna lead to your downfall if you hang around with people who you don't share the same mindset
Yeah,
with.
you know, you can't fly like a swan if you're hanging around turkeys.
The longer you're on the wrong train, the more expensive it is to get home.
Yeah.
So true, bro.
100%. Cool, yeah. So let's move on to the 6th question. I believe one of you guys have the 6th question.
That would be me. All right, boys. Number 6. Why do so many men lack urgency? What do you guys think?
Man, I think the reason men lack urgency, specifically young men, is because they think that someone's going to come and save them. You know, they think their parents are going to help them out. They think that, just because their whole life they've had teachers and parents telling them what to do, now that they're in their 20s, someone's going to come help them out and tell them what to do. And at the end of the day, it's not going to happen. As a grown man, no one's going to do it for you. No one's going to come and save you, right? Like, you could either be this guy that's in his 30s living at his parents' house, or you can be a guy that took action and actually did the things that he said he was going to do. And I think the reason men are lacking urgency is because they think they have time. I've heard a lot of young men say this too, like, oh, we're in our 20s, we have our whole life ahead of us.
Exactly, bro.
At the end of the day, like, in your 20s to 40s, those are essentially like the peak years of your life where you'll have the most testosterone, the most energy. And if you think, oh, in this time period, oh, I have time, I'll wait till tomorrow, I'll wait till next week. That's just a contributing factor why men don't have this sense of urgency. You know what I mean? And I think urgency and pressure play hand in hand. I think you should set these deadlines for yourself to have that pressure in your life. And I think a great way to set these deadlines is telling people what you're going to do, right? So if I had if I was trying to apply for a job, I would tell these guys, tell everyone in my family, tell everyone I know from work, be like, yeah, I'm going to be applying to this job by the end of next week. And then if you don't apply for that job, everyone's gonna be like, oh, how'd the job application go and stuff like that. And then deep down, you're gonna be like, oh, I don't want to say that I didn't do it, right?
Yeah.
So that's just another way to apply pressure in your life. When you tell everyone things that you're gonna do, it puts kind of like the fire under your ass, and it helps you get stuff done that you want to get done.
Yeah. And I completely agree. I think there's two things exactly that cause that. And I think one is obviously men think they have more time, like what Nate said. We've heard it so many times from people around us, people on the street, anytime talking to somebody, where you're so young, we have so much time, like live your 20s like you're young, like we're never gonna get these years back. Bro, you don't have time, just lock in and do your thing. But the second thing is, I think people, like this kind of goes off what Nate said too, people say they're gonna do things and they don't do them. People are talkers, not doers. I think this is a huge problem because the more you talk and the more you say you're gonna do something, and if you don't do it, the more times you don't do it, it's gonna become a norm for yourself. You're not gonna achieve goals that you tell people you're gonna do, and people are gonna start to expect that you don't achieve things. And this is just gonna put it's gonna screw you up mentally, and you're gonna think, oh yeah, like I'm gonna say this. And honestly, it's not that big of a deal if I don't do it because I never do it. So it's almost like a norm that you're setting for yourself. And I think being a talker, not a doer, is one of the biggest problems that lead to this.
Yeah, I think that's why it's so important to show up for yourself when it comes to just the little things too. Like you say you're going to go to the gym, go to the gym. You say you're going to film that episode of the podcast, film that episode. You know what I mean? Like these little things, these little wins just build that trust within yourself. So when you say you're going to do something big, like starting this business or, talking to this girl, you actually have that self-belief and that confidence, right? And that's exactly why confidence is built by showing up for yourself every single day. Because if you don't
100%.
believe yourself, if you say you're going to go to the gym every day, you never do it. You say you're going to start your diet every day, you never do it. You're just going to lose trust with yourself. You're not going to believe anything that you say. And I think that's the worst dynamic you can have with your own mind.
I think so too, bro. You're gonna set like a shit standard for yourself, and I'm not even gonna go into too many real life examples, but I've seen it so many times, and I just think it's one of the worst traits you can have at this age for sure.
It just becomes impossible to just trust yourself. Like you can't trust yourself. It's like last week I said I was gonna go to the gym and I didn't, or last week I said I was gonna start this diet, I didn't even start, and then you just can't trust yourself, and then it's just a huge spiral.
Yeah, and then you hear these guys setting like crazy outlandish goals, and you just think in your head, you're like, okay, there's probably like a 0.01% chance this guy will actually execute on this because I've seen this time and time again. Like, it's just like, I think it's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's why men don't have urgency in their 20s, because they think they have time. They think someone's going to come and save them, because that's what's been happening their whole life. The teachers have been passing them when they should have failed. Their parents have been paying for their stuff when they shouldn't have been, right? So that's why men don't have urgency, because they don't have that scarcity in their life. They're having everything handed to them, and they think they can just keep floating, keep cruising, and if you keep doing that, you're not going to make it anywhere, I'd say.
For sure.
Yeah. And then what you'll see is
agree.
like people just waste time. They'll coast through life, and then something like drastic will happen. Like they have unprotected sex, now they have a baby, or like they eat unhealthy, now they have a health issue, and then now you wake up. It's like shit.
It's like, how the fuck did I get myself into this?
Yeah, but then at that point, it's way too late.
Yeah, I mean, young men are just so comfortable. That's why they don't have the urgency, right?
Yeah.
They're living under their parents' roof. They're eating the food that their parents buy, and it's causing them to become comfortable. And that's why they're not taking steps of action to get to where they want to be in life.
For sure.
That's what I'd say.
And Morgan, like you said too, like you get yourself into that situation, and instead of being someone who's able to build themselves, they have to first reverse the changes and then build themselves.
Exactly.
So it's just a huge waste of time at that point. Like,
Yeah.
Gotta dig out of the hole and then go positive. You know what
exactly.
I mean?
Yeah. Like you gotta.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's move on to the next question.
Okay.
Ollie, I think you have question number 7.
Yeah, I got 7. All right. Okay. I mean, I think we kind of got into this already, so we can be pretty brief on this. But what's the biggest lie men tell themselves in their 20s?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest lie that men tell themselves in their 20s is
We
that
have
they
time.
have time.
Exactly.
Yeah, sorry to tell you this, you don't have time. Our lives are so fragile at the end of the day. Before you know it, you're going to be on your deathbed. So you waiting till tomorrow to start that business, you waiting till next week to start your diet, it's only setting you back in life. Yeah, we don't have time at the end of the day.
No.
Like, we're only getting older and gaining more responsibility day
Yeah.
by day. So
And yo,
eventually-
the time just flies so fast. Like, bro, I bet you guys can all agree. Like from 18 to 21, like those years all went by in a flash. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, they
bro,
do.
The older you get, the less time you have. That's what I think.
for sure, yeah.
The way I think about it is like you have 4 quarters in life. You've got 0 to 20, where like you can, pretty much do whatever you want. Then you've got 20 to 40. Then you've got 40 to 60, and then you've got 60 to 80.
At 20 to 40 is the most important
It's the
quarter.
most important. And then also too, that means we've already finished a whole quarter of our lives.
Yeah.
Like 0 to
And-
20 is gone.
And
you know?
we just finished like GTA 5 free roam, and
Exactly.
now we gotta like lock in. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, no, 20 to 40 is hands down the most important quarter of your life, because that's the quarter where if you're going to have children, you have children. You're going to get married, you get married. You find your career, you find what you want to do in life.
Literally everything happens
Like,
there.
your 20s to 40s is the period of your life that will make or break you.
For sure. no
sure.
doubt.
Realistically. Yeah. Anyways, you guys want to touch up on that one anymore, or should we move on to the
I'm
next?
good.
I would just say that if you, like 20 to 30, right? Like 20 to 40 is the quarter. But if you waste 20 to 30, that's half of the quarter that's wasted, So
Yeah.
that just,
I think, bro, a hot take. That's probably the most important half quarter of your entire life.
Yeah,
I think
right
20 to
there.
30.
Mhm.
That's the most important quarter.
yeah, no doubt.
For sure, yeah. All right, cool. Question number 8. So question number 8, we kind of already asked this earlier, but it's, should you cut off old friends who are stuck in the same place? We already asked this, but yeah, let's just refresh on this question one more time. Yeah, 100%. You should cut off old friends
Yeah.
that aren't benefiting your life in any sort of way. And for the longest time, I had trouble like cutting off old friends because I was just afraid of change, right? Like I was just so used to having these people in my life. But you're not obligated to keep these people in your life, especially if they're not benefiting you in any sort of way. So if you're a young man and you have people in your life that are not helping in any way, don't be afraid of change. Just pull the trigger, cut them off. Like, there's so many people out there in the world that are so much more valuable.
And like, just because you grew up with that person doesn't mean you have to stay with them forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
100%, yeah.
it's just, it's all about taking action on change, and just, it's kind of like a little risk you got to take, and it's something that's going to benefit you. long
Yeah,
term.
nothing changes if nothing changes. If you're hanging around the same turkeys, you're never going to be able to fly like a swan, like we said
Yeah.
before.
Or worse comes to worse, you're going to become the 5th turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. Like, if you hang around
Turkey
5
dinner.
turkeys, you'll become the 6th. And then we got Thanksgiving dinner ahead of us. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'll leave it at
Yeah.
that. I already talked about it earlier,
Yeah.
but
I'm calm on that
Yeah.
too.
Real quick though, I think it's harder though when you're younger because you see those people every day. But like when you're older, like us, like it's easy to just cut a guy off, But when you're younger, it's hard because you're at school or whatever. But yeah, I mean, still, like it shouldn't stop you from, like I said earlier, you have one life, so don't live it to please other people. Like just do what needs to get done, So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think you're sorry if, like, you grew up with these people and, because you're obligated to be with them every single day in school, right? And then when you get into the real world as a man, if you think you're obligated to keep these people in your life, like, at the end of the day, you're just sorry, I'd
Yeah.
say.
I think so too.
Like, you got a childish mindset. You're sorry if you need to keep these people in your life. So, yeah, just don't be afraid of change, and don't be afraid of being spontaneous, meeting new people, creating new connections in the world of, like, a young man, because there's so many cool people out there.
Yeah,
And it's so easy
yeah.
to make these connections nowadays, right? Because social media, I've met a lot of cool people on social media. Like, we actually just went out for dinner with a guy that we met on social media recently, and he's been a pretty valuable guy to our connections, I'd say.
Yeah.
for sure.
Definitely a good connection, man.
Not only
He's
that,
a
it's
great-
like you can
great
also
guy.
meet people from all over the world. When I was solo traveling, I was meeting people from like so many different countries in the world. It was so crazy. But yeah, let's move on to the next question. Question number 9. Why are young men so out of shape and weak nowadays?
I think it stems down to just what's become acceptable in today's day and age.
For sure.
Like just so much like stuff that wouldn't slide back in the day. Like a lot of people are, I mean, social media is a big part of it, but a lot of people have just become like just overall. I don't know like why, but like
Standard became so
the
shit.
standards just lowered. I don't know. Like you'll talk to people like our parents' age, and they're like, oh, like we had a problem, like we'd fight in the schoolyard or like whatever, like on the football field, on the hockey rink, like we just fight it out, whatever. But like these days, like even with sports, watching like NBA, like even football, like everything's a flag, foul. Like I don't know, but I think the standards just lowered overall.
Yeah, the standard's definitely lower because of the way society has
Exactly.
pushed these norms,
Yeah.
right? Like, I think in a way, society is slowly like attacking masculinity because I don't know. Like, I think as a man, you should want to be strong. You should want to have a good physique and stuff like that. And there's guys out there that don't care to be strong or don't care to have a good physique. And for me, I can't really comprehend that because all I ever think about is just how to get stronger and how to improve my physique. And that's something that I work on every single day. So I can't comprehend when a man doesn't have any drive or urgency to chase those goals as well. It just doesn't make sense to me. On top of that, like, I think men just think, like, girls will just like them for them. But at the end of the day, if you're a weak man, if you have a shit physique, no girl's going to like you. I'm sorry to say that. So yeah, like if you're okay with being weak as a man, you're okay with having a bad physique as a man, like just look in the mirror, bro, and really just think, why are you okay with this? Why are you content with this?
Bro,
that's all I'll say. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what I think too? Like this is something that's been really driving me for like the past few years too. Like I kind of think like back in the day, any of my ancestors, like anybody like in my bloodline, if they had the same opportunity that I have nowadays, they would all be successful. So why am I not going to be successful if they all had the potential to be so successful? Because bro, they worked 10 times harder than we did back in the day,
For sure.
than we do today, and we have so much more potential to be so much more successful. And how are we not going to execute on that? Like anybody, I think in my bloodline from back in the day that had my opportunity would definitely be very, very successful nowadays. And I'm definitely going to be one of them too. I'm not passing up on that opportunity.
Yeah. So I think too, like our society, like moving to technology and stuff has just become so much easier for humans. Like
Yeah, like
even
screen
like
hiders.
screen hiders, like even like
Screen campers.
Screen peekers.
even stuff as simple as like cars. Like back in the day, like a car was expensive. They are still now, but more people have cars. Like back then, a lot of people were walking or like just doing other stuff, like just simple like daily like exercise stuff, like electric scooters, like just a lot of fast food stuff going on. Like I don't know, like
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with these
Yeah.
electric scooters, but
Yeah.
I'm seeing mans like with shiesties on, like zooming
Yeah.
through my neighborhood. I'm like, bro,
Bro, I saw a man in the
Yeah.
snowstorm last night, like right behind me
Yeah.
on a scooter. Like,
Yeah.
bro, the streets were covered in snow, and this guy was like,
honestly,
I'm like, yo, are you like, is
Yeah.
that safe?
it gets to a point, bro.
yeah,
Like I used to ride scooters back in middle school. Like I would watch like Tanner Fox on YouTube and stuff, but I wouldn't ride like electric scooters.
yeah,
I'm seeing youths nowadays like ride scooters around like
like
NASCAR.
like mopeds, yeah, like
Yeah,
bare
literally,
mopeds
bro,
outside.
yeah.
Like with they got bare like Uber Eats on the back and
Yeah.
stuff. Like,
yeah,
honestly, I respect the grind, but like, bro, it's definitely changed. Like, there's so many mopeds outside nowadays.
yeah, but I mean, also just going back to the question one more time, it's never been easier to succeed nowadays. The resources that you have, the information that is out there on the internet to improve yourself is all there, but it's also never been easier to get distracted, right? With all the vices and all the distractions that are around in today's world. So as a young man, it really just depends which side of the pendulum you want to fall on. And I can definitely say it's definitely easier to fall on the distracted side.
For sure, for sure.
But if you fully lock in and you apply yourself, as a young man, you can definitely go so far in this life, I'd say.
No doubt.
Yeah. Cool.
No doubt, man.
Should we move on to our last question here?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Cool. Morgan, you have the last question,
I
right?
think so. Yeah. Boys, is being broke a phase or is it a mindset?
I think it's definitely a mindset. If you have that scarcity mindset, you're scared to spend money, you're scared to, go out and ask for opportunities. You're scared to put your ego on the line just to make money, then you have a broke mindset at the end of the day. Some guys care more about the opinions of other people than actually making money.
Their own success, which is crazy. And that's a broke mindset, honestly, straight up. Like, that's such a broke mindset.
Yeah.
Like, bro, if you care about somebody else's opinion over your success, like, what else is that than a broke mindset?
Yeah. I mean, you gotta be shameless. Like, I think Alex Hormozy, I heard him say this in one of his videos, but he was like, if you don't have like over $20,000 saved, you shouldn't think you're above any job. Like, you shouldn't be scared or you shouldn't think you're better than making that call or knocking on that door just to find an opportunity. Like, if you don't have this money saved at least, or you don't have like a good trajectory of you making money in your life, like, you shouldn't feel shame or feel embarrassment from doing these things. You should have, humility and like submit and actually like get rid of that scarcity mindset and just start chasing different opportunities.
Yeah, I know. It's definitely a mindset, because like even people too, like they'll be like, oh, like I'm too good for that certain job, or like I won't do this, I won't do that. But then you look at like their bank account or like their overall mindset of things, and like they've got nothing to show. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, bro, they got no proof to back up the claim, bro.
yeah, exactly. Like you'll say, oh, I'm too good to be a janitor, but then you look at their bank account, they've got like nothing.
Bro, janitors probably got more. Some janitors have more money than they have in their bank account.
Exactly.
So how are they too good to work that job?
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, the people that put themselves above,
Like no ego,
yeah, the people that have the ego and they're like, oh, I'm too good to be a janitor, like Morgan said.
Yeah.
It's like, but you're broke.
Yeah.
So start
What makes you
Yeah.
better? Like, I
so
don't
start
get it.
mopping those floors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Seriously, man,
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, even like scarcity mindset in general, like guys are out here scared to spend money on things that are actually going to help them, right? Oh, I hear so many people say this. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. A gym membership's too expensive. It's like, bro, a gym membership is not expensive. I mean, if you have money at, in your bank savings or whatever, it's like, you work one shift a month. Even if you're making minimum wage, you work one 5-hour shift a month. That can pay for your whole month's gym membership. Like, gym membership's like $60 a month. If you think $60 a month for your health and fitness is too expensive, you got your priorities wrong. Because then you'll go to Dave's Hot Chicken and you'll drop $60 on a 10-piece chicken combo.
Yeah,
Bro,
You know what I mean?
at the end of the day, that's one of the biggest excuses. Gym membership is too expensive. I promise you, if you just like fix your spending habits, $60 a month is not expensive for you. And if you
Yeah.
work a job, $60 is like, that's
Bro,
crazy.
Fit for Less is $7 every other week. You telling me you can't afford
Yeah.
that?
Like, bro, I work at a gym and sometimes I'm like telling man's prices. I'm like, yeah, like it's like $60 a month to join this gym. And they're like, oh, that's way too expensive. In the back of my mind, I'm just like, please just get out of my gym, bro. Like, please, like,
Yone, you know what you should say next
you're
time
walking in
someone
here
says
with
that?
bro, you're walking in with a Tim Hortons Biscoff ice cap and you're talking about a gym membership's too expensive. I'm sure you're buying one of those 7 days a week. That money is going to equate to 1 month in the gym. You know what I mean? What were you going to say?
Nah, you know you should say next time someone says it's too expensive, you should be like, okay, so show me your recent month transaction history.
Yeah, no, literally.
Yeah.
And then like, bro, they're gonna show like all this fast food.
But
this and that,
also,
like-
also at the same time, like, your health is priceless. So if you're not even willing to spend $60 to get in shape, then you don't care about yourself, I'd say. And you don't even care about your loved ones. If you're not willing to take care of yourself for your family, for your friends, you don't want to be the best version of yourself for them, then you're really lost, I'd say. And you really got to reassess what's going on in your life, I'd say.
Bro, for me, like the membership's not even a question. Like,
Yeah.
like
And I mean, like, I don't want to, like, speak from this point of view, like, because I know there's some people out there that genuinely can't afford a gym membership, right? But I know people that genuinely can't afford a gym membership and they're still getting active. You know what I mean? They're still going for runs. Like, that's free. They're still ripping push-ups. Like, that's free. You
For
know what I
real,
mean?
bro. Like, yeah.
So there's people out there that genuinely can't afford these things and they're still getting after it. You're spending money on ice caps and McFlurries and you say a gym membership is too expensive.
yeah.
Yeah, bro, yeah.
Honestly, I don't want to say too much more about it, but it genuinely makes me mad when people say that. Oh, a gym member, $60 a month, it's too expensive. You have the funds. You're just being like frugal for no reason
Yeah.
because you don't truly care about your health. Like, man, yeah, I'll leave it at that.
And
That's
bro,
all I'll
just
say.
look inside the gym. Like you're getting what you pay for. You know what I mean? It's not like the gym's bad. Like
Yeah.
everything you need is in the gym. Like it's not too expensive.
On top of that, like, gym is one of the best places for like networking, making connections. Like
Yeah.
I've made so many connections being in the gym over these years, and yeah, you're totally missing out if you're like not in the gym. Like as a young man, I'd say.
Yeah. At the end of the day, bro, like you get in exactly what you put out. That's like one of the best investments you can make.
Yeah.
And yeah, I genuinely do feel bad for the people who can't actually afford the membership though, because like it's just really like it's sad, but then they're still getting after it. Like if they're truly invested in their health, like they'll still get after it with runs, push-ups, like this and that. But it's just those people who like make that excuse and like are spending money on fast food and this and that, like that actually that's a crazy excuse, bro.
And then also like the mindset, the scarcity mindset that people have where it's like, oh, I'm not going to go travel because it's too expensive, right? Oh, I'll go next year because I don't have the funds for it right now. It's like, I promise that you going to travel to a different country and experience the things that you're going to experience is, you can't really put a price on it. Like you learn so much and you gain so much confidence from doing these things and seeing the world that like you shouldn't be, realistically, what I'm trying to get at is, as a young man, like you shouldn't be frugal. You should have the mindset of abundance, and you should be okay with spending money, because at the end of the day, you got to pay to play. Like you got to spend money to be able to make money. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's all I'll say.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. I think I'm good.
Yeah. One last quick thing though, like with the gym membership not being able to afford it, like there's honestly no excuse. Like I don't know if this guy's homeless or not, but I always see him in my neighborhood. And he'll like wear like a backpack full of like books and like weights, and like he'll hold
Damn.
weights in his hand. And he'll like walk around like everywhere, and his arms are like shredded. So like there's like no
Bro,
excuse.
yeah.
Just put on
For
some
real,
weighted put on a backpack filled with books. Get like a dumbbell and just go walk around or like whatever.
Yeah,
know?
you can always do something.
Yeah, there's no excuse at all.
Yeah.
So those people that say it's too expensive or like I don't have time or whatever their excuse is, like it's a broke mindset and they just don't care.
Yeah.
For real, bro.
Being broke is definitely a mindset,
It
I'd
is
say.
for sure.
I think so too.
Yeah. Anyways, that's all that we had for the questions. Is there anything you guys want to brush up on looking back at that episode, or are you guys okay with wrapping it up right now?
I think I'm good to wrap it up. I think we covered a lot of
yeah.
good points.
I think we covered it. Like the main message is honestly like this is like if you're between 20 and 40 or you're about to hit that age, or you're in that age and you're lost or confused right now, like this is the time where like you should start to figure your stuff out. That's what I'd say. Like
Yeah, figure it out before
Yeah.
it's too late, because if you don't figure it out, you'll be looking back, wishing that you had this time back. You know what I mean? Like, if you're young and you're not investing, start investing, because that's something you'll regret in the future. If you're young and you're not working out on your health and fitness, start working on it, because that's something you'll regret in your future. If you're young and you're not traveling, trying new things, start doing that, because that's something you're going to regret. Because down the line, you're not going to have that experience of being fit and healthy. You're not going to make that compound interest from investing from a young age. You're not going to have those experiences of talking to people, socializing. So it's going to be harder for you to succeed down the line. So don't play it safe in your 20s. Take every opportunity, every risk you can to get out of the house and do something different every single day. And just put your head down and work hard and start something, right? We started this podcast as young men, and I'm happy that we started it at 21 years old, because we could have waited till we were 40, right?
Yeah.
I remember I was even saying to like these guys, like always talking about how for a long time I always wanted to start a podcast. And I remember talking to these guys, I was like, yeah, like we should start a podcast like sometime next year. But the way to do it is just to act on it. Morgan calls us one day. He's like, yo, there's a podcast studio that I have access to. Do you guys want to start a podcast called The Elevation Room? And I'm just like, yeah, sure. Ollie's like, yeah, sure. And there we are filming our first episode. So just act on things as a young man, because life moves fast. And if you're not willing to move fast with life, life is going to surpass you, I'd say.
Yeah. And just to add one more thing too, like this is the time in your life where trial and error is the best for you because you don't have much to risk. And even if you risk everything, you lose everything, you have so much more time to build everything back. I just think this is the best time to take risks. And again, trial and error, build those social skills, build all those skills that are going to be essential for your inevitable success in the future.
For sure.
And I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and wrap it up. That was episode 6 of the Elevation Room. We're happy we could get this episode out to you guys. We're going to continue to be consistent. You guys are going to continue to see an episode every single week. And like we said, we had that goal of hitting 350 short form content clips on all of our platforms. Right now, we're at 130 posts. By January 1st, we'll be at 350. We're going to continue to grow. If this is your first time watching, thank you so much for watching, like we always say. Anyways, episode 6 of the Elevation Room. We'll see you guys next week.
666.